Good morning, students. My name is Aishwarya Arya, and I'm an assistant professor in Babu Banarsidass University, Lucknow. I am teaching hospitality management to final year students, that is fourth year and 8th semester students. Subject code is BHMCT 2803. In the last two sessions, we have discussed about the hospitality industry as well as the concept of hospitality industry, its characteristics, its meaning. Whereas in the second video session, we have discussed about the hospitality as a career opportunity. What are the career scopes does the hospitality industry have, and the scope of the hospitality industry worldwide. Alright, now in today's video session, we would be discussing about the hospitality as a support system. You probably know the meaning and the concept of hospitality industry, which we have already discussed in the previous session. That is entertaining the guest, making the guest comfortable, being courteous with the guest. Alright, serving the guest. This is what the word hospitality means. Now, when we talk about hospitality as a support system, hospitality is just not an industry which is inbuilt, but it does provide a support system to the people outside. Let's see. Hospitality providers service to people when they are away from their home, and sometimes when they are at homes. See, if there would be somebody who's providing food delivery, if there would be somebody who would be providing assistance services, alright, somebody went on going to somebody's place, a person going to somebody's place, cooking food or teaching some cooking lessons or home deliveries. These are the concepts of hospitality industry. At the present scenario, these Zomato, Swiggy, what they are doing, they are the hospitality providers, they are the catering providers, and providing door to door facility of the food. They are delivering the food to the doorstep of the particular customer. So this is what the hospitality is. It is providing a job opportunities to the people outside, where what they do, they can provide food from the catering service or from a shop or from any of the outlet to the doorstep of the customer, which is one of the best example of hospitality as a support system, which means that hospitality does provide growth opportunities, business opportunities to the people, those who get connected with this particular industry. The best example is Zomato, Swiggy, where the people are connected to the catering establishments, or you can say any of the fast food outlets, restaurants, and through all this service process, they will be providing food to the doorstep of the people. Home delivery of food would be a part of the hospitality industry, as it would massager that does home visit or a cook that does at home cooking lessons or catering. These all are the part of hospitality industry. Now, the hospitality and tourism industry is full of business that serve people and are owned by a single person or a family. It's just that about it does provide an opportunity to a people may be owned by a single person or by a family. This not only means that the many hospitality and tourism job working for someone else. See, in hospitality, it does provide business opportunities, but all the time it doesn't mean that you have to work for somebody else. You can be an entrepreneur in the hospitality industry. You can open your own business from a small scale, and you have a tremendous growth for the future. Alright, so hospitality and tourism opportunity to work for yourself, a worldwide example of entrepreneurs creating small business that become big businesses. One of these examples are McDonald's, Marriott Hotels, Holiday Inn Hotels, Tata Airlines. So these are one of the best example of the entrepreneurs. They have started their hospitality business at a very small level, and now they have reached to the heights, and we all are aware of these brand names. So this is how hospitality industry provides an entrepreneurial growth to the people. it does not only it does not mean that you have to work for a hospitality, but you can be an own hospitality provider. So which means that hospitality does provide business opportunities or growth opportunities, employment opportunities to the people around the world. Second topic of today's video session is development of the hospitality industry in India. We have discussed the hospitality as a support system. Matlab hospitality does provide the support system to the people who are connected with this particular field. Now, the hospitality industry development in India, how does it develop in the India? So the growth and origin of the hospitality industry cannot be set according to the period from the ancient time. The shreds of evidence found to prove that it exists during the civilization. We cannot say that the hospitality in India is from the ancient time, but we have found the evidences of the hospitality from the time of civilizations. At the time of early civilization, people do migrate from one place to another for the spread of their business. And for that particular reason, when they move from one place to another, they probably be needing a food, accommodation, is it? So that means it's just not only an ancient time concept, but the shreds, the parts of the hospitality can be seen from the civilization period as well. People in the olden days used to travel either to the pilgrimage or to the trade purposes. What does it mean? People from the ancient time or from the civilization era, they does migrate, they does move from one place to another, either for doing the pilgrimage for the holy reason, for visiting a temple or a mosque, or maybe for doing the trade business from one part to the another part. So for that particular reason, they definitely would be needing an accommodation. And when they travel from one place to another, the other people would provide an accommodation to the person who would be traveling. Alright, so there were hospitality from the civilization time. Now, the very first point would be visiting the pilgrimage was more important even from the times of the ancestors, and the country has various shrines depending on the religion they have faith. There are many references implying that the accommodation facilities were provided to the people visiting the pilgrimage. Now, what happened in the earlier in the ancient time or in the previous time in the civilization era, people does visit for doing the pilgrimage, where more important even form of the ancestors, and the country has various shrines depending upon their religion. What happens at that particular point of time, as per their religion, they have shrines. Now these days we are having dharamshalas at the pilgrimage places, or in the present scenario we talk about, we have hotels. But at that particular point of time, if you are a Hindu and if you are Hindu and you're traveling from one place to another, you would be having a shrine. And if you're a Muslim, you would be having your a shrine which is owned by their which is being owned by their own religion, their faith. So these shrines are the type of accommodation which people are offering when they go for their pilgrimage, or visiting the religious place, or doing the tourism for holy purposes. All right. Then the foreigners set their expeditions to India in search of precious treasures like silk, spice, gold, and gemstone. These led to the colonization of the country, and there occurred many cultural changes that blend with the foreign culture. But the tradition and the culture of India have been preserved in several ways, highlighting the pride of the country. See, what happened, we came to know that people are traveling for the pilgrimage and the trade purposes, and while they are traveling, the people would be providing shrines as per their religion. Now, foreigners are also taking interest in India for their silk, spices, gold, and gemstones. We, the India, we have a treasure house of silk, spices, gold, and gemstones. So the foreigners, they started taking interest in our stuff. All right, they had an intention of doing trade with us. So that was the only reason why we have an history of this Britishers in India. Why? Because they started taking interest in our culture, in our products which we offer, our treasures, our precious material which the Indians offer, which led to the colonization of the country. And we, as an Indian, we somewhat have changed as per their culture, but ultimately our ethical culture, our tradition and culture, it is being preserved by us, and which highlights the pride of the country. Our culture highlights the pride of the country, which we did not change as an Indians. Now, the travelers from all around the world visited India for trade, and the conditions of the country were not the same as now. What happened? Travelers all around the world, they visited India for doing the trade, and the conditions of the India were not the same at present time. We are one of the developing country. India is one of the developing country at the present time, but in the previous time the conditions were not the same. So we do entertain people outside the India to enter in our economy. We India is always having an open economy. Anybody, either from the previous time or at the present scenario, anybody could come into the India and have a trade. So India is always being an open economy. So previously as well, travelers all around the world visited India for the trade purposes. So when they would be traveling for the trade purposes to the India, they would be needing some accommodation, they would be needing fooding, they would be need a lodging. What we do, we as an Indians, we provide hospitality to the people coming outside the India for trade in India. We thus provide hospitality services to the people. So the concept of hospitality has been coming from the generations. Alright, the situation in developing India is different from all the existed then. It is one of the countries showing major growth and tourism compared by many other countries around the world. India is one of the country which is tremendously showing growth. If we talk about the past concept, yes, India is one of the country which is showing growth. Whereas if we talk about the present scenario, India is still having the highest number of tourists all around the world. Previously, why people are traveling to India? In search of silk, gold, gemstone, spices, or maybe seeing the culture of the India, or maybe doing trade with Indians. But that was a previous time. But in today's scenario, but at the present scenario, in foreigners are taking interest in Indian culture, Indian heritage, and they visit India to learn the Indian culture. So the growth of tourism in India is comparatively high as compared to many other countries in the world. Alright, so heritage sites, diverse spots, traditional life always impress foreigners to visit the country, to enjoy the hospitality approaches of the people. See, if you heard about Nalanda University is one of the biggest university in India, which do offers many courses, and which have majority of students are foreigners coming from the outside and studying in India. Is one of the growth with the Indians are achieving. People coming from outside and studying various courses from the Nalanda University. So, foreigners always having an interest in Indian culture, heritage sites, diverse spots, traditional life. These particular things, the heritage, the Indian heritage, monuments, these all inspired them to visit India. So the people travel to India because of so and so reasons. The major growth of the hospitality industry was during the ancient and the medieval era, colonial era, and modern era. So, the growth of the hospitality industry is comparatively getting higher and higher from the change in the eras, starting from the ancient era to the medieval era to the colonial era and the modern era. At the present time as well, we are having foreigners visiting India, and we have seen, if you have seen the Scone temple in New Delhi is one of the best example. People would be wearing, these foreigners would be wearing saffron colored dresses and the chanting Hare Rama Hare Krishna, which shows that the foreigners are taking interest in our Indian culture. And yes, India does provide hospitality to the people, those who are coming from the outside. And we as an Indians, we have a very big hospitality providers. For example, Taj, Oberoi's, at the, Leela. At the present scenario, these are the Indian brands which provide hospitality to the people coming from the abroad. In ancient time, the travelers to the pilgrim were offered accommodation in a place known as Dharamshala, which are resting places near the shrines. What happens in ancient time? What happens? The people, those who are travel for pilgrimage, they were being offered an accommodation, and those accommodations were known as dharamshalas. Dharamshalas usually consist of a room where they can sit, sleep, and rest, which are the resting houses near the shrines. Scholars and visitors from other countries impressed by the hospitality facilities have recorded about it in their works, which has strengthening the name of India in the hospitality industry. What happens? The scholars and the visitors from the other country, those who have visited the India, they got impressed by the hospitality facilities which we as an Indians provides to them, and which have strengthened the name of the India in the hospitality industry because of the positive word of mouth, because of the people's appreciation. And yes, what we as a hospitality providers provides to them, which has been they have always appreciated. The people coming from the people coming outside, they got impressed by the hospitality which we provide them, which somehow strengthen the India in the hospitality industry. This was the shreds of evidence that showed the openness of the people here towards serving their guests with the best facility they can arrange. And this when people started appreciating Indians effort, when people starting doing positive word of mouth, they are getting impressed with whatever we are doing for them, which shreds the evidence that people of India, they are open towards the people for providing hospitality. We Because Indians, as an Indian, we have a motto Atati Devo Bhava, which means we as an Indian, we always respect people coming outside India. And yes, we people are interested in serving people, providing hospitality to them. That's why we are having a good name in the hospitality industry. Now, at the time, Mughal region in India, they built sarais for the travelers to rest and provide the basic requirements, including the place of worship. At the Mughal region, what happened after this ancient era? When we have the Mughal region in India, Mughals, they built sarais for travelers. Sarais were the resting place for the people, which provides food, accommodation, as well as the place of worship. The sarais, they do have a place of worship where the people can go and have a worship. So this concept has been started at the time of Mughal. The first open resting places were taverns that were replaced by the hotels in a limited time. So the very first open places, resting places, were the taverns, which were somehow or with change in time has been replaced by the hotels. The hotels were built with the architectural beauty of Europe, which boosted the elegance of the place. Now, what happens? The hotels, they were built, they were designed in such a fascinating way. An accommodation built in a fascinating way, which fascinates people. So this fascinating concept, this architectural beauty, this concept has been adopted from the Europe, boosted the elegance of the place. For boosting the elegance of the place, the making the rest places elegance. All right. In the modern era, in the present era, the growth of the hospitality has obtained new heights, as the improvement cannot be compared. Now, in the present era, the growth of the hospitality has obtained new heights. As you know that there were major players in the hospitality industry has covered the market, and the Indian hospitality has been known worldwide, either in the past era or in the medieval era, on the ancient era, but as well as today in the modern era, the Indian hospitality has been known worldwide. So now the hospitality has reached the heights. There are many chains of hotels, resorts maintain world-class facilities and service, as we have already discussed. The Taj, the Oberoi's, Holiday Inn, Courtyard by. So there were so many big players in the market, those who has occupied the market share in the market, and they are the world-class facility providers in the modern era, which increases the growth of hospitality industry in India. So, in the development of hospitality industry, we came to know that the hospitality is just not a one-day concept. It has been coming from the in the era of civilization, when the people travel from one place to another in the search of when people travel from one place to another in search of this, in while doing pilgrimage or trading, so they need some accommodation. So this concept has been started from the civilization era. After the civilization era, people were offered accommodation in shrines. Then the foreigners got interested in our stuff, that is silk, spice, gemstones, so which attracts them, or some, then the foreigners get attracted with the beauty, the culture, the heritage concept, so they got inspired, and this provoked them to travel from there to here, from their place of origin to India. Now, the people started appreciating the Indian hospitality concept, which somehow shows that the Indians, we as an Indians, we are open up to the people, and yes, we like to serve people. Then in the Mughal era, what happens? In the Mughal era, these Mughal people, they started the concept of they started the concept of sarais. Sarais is a place which just or not only provides accommodation, but it does provides a place of worship. Now, the very first place of accommodation was known as taverns, which were converted by the hotel in a limited period of time, whereas the resting houses near at the pilgrimage places were known as dharamshala. And in the modern era, in the present era, the growth of hospitality has reached the heights which cannot be compared, as in the present scenario we are having the major players in the market. So this is the hospitality development in India, the phases of the hospitality development in India. Now, the third topic of today's session is recent trend in hospitality industry. What are the recent trends in the hospitality industry at the present scenario? What is going on in the hospitality industry? As while discussing the history, we came to know that what had happened in the past, and the people were appreciating the hospitality efforts. But now, at the present, at the current scenario, what is the recent trend in the hospitality industry? So the very first is globalization. Now, under the heading globalization, with the falling of trade barriers and growing the interdependence on the world's economy, culture, and population, brought by a cross border trade in goods and services, technology, and flow of investment, people, and information. So, what does the word globalization means? Now, the people are just not restricted to their places, but there is an interchange of so many things worldwide. People are into the trade, and the trade barriers have been removed. Now, people can have international trades easily. The government has removed barriers. It has came up with the new trade techniques. All right. So this growing interdependence of the world's economy. See, nowadays what happens? The other country is depending upon the trade. So what they are doing, they would be selling their products to India, and the same goes with India. The India would be selling its some products to outside. So this is what these countries, they are interdependent in terms of their economies, because somehow they would be generating some amount of money from us, which would be an increase in their economy, whereas if we would be doing some trade with the other country, it would be an increase in Indians economy. So under the heading globalization, what happens? There would be a no barrier in the trading process. All right. So the interdependency on the world's economy has been increased. The culture, population, and the bought by across border, the goods, they were brought by across the borders. The flow of investment, the flow of technology, people, information, everything is flowing across. McDonald's, one of the best example is McDonald's is the largest restaurant chain in Europe, and has restaurants in more country than any other food service company in the world, currently 119 and counting. So one of the example is McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the hospitality service provider. It is an outlet which has started in which is a concept which was started in the Europe, a chain hotel in Europe. But presently, you can find Domino's outlet in every city, every particular area, every place. So presently the Domino's has 119 outlet and it's still counting. So presently might be the ratio has been changed, and there were number of Domino's outlets worldwide. So what does it mean? It means the globalization. The particular outlet is just not restricted to its place, but it has been moving around the world. You can have a facility of a European restaurant chain at nearby to your place, in your particular location, in your locality. So this is what globalization. And somehow they were having the economy, they were raising the economy, they were prevailing their culture. All right, there would be a flow of investment, there would be a flow of technology, they would be providing services. This is what the word globalization means. People are getting interdependent, and the barriers to the communication, to the flow, to the trade, they have been removed. Now if somebody from the Europe would be traveling to India, they would be getting the food which they eat out there, and same goes with the Indian as well. Now the second point in the trend is health, safety, and security. Nowadays, the hospitality industry, it is more focused about the health, safety, and security issues related to the guests, related to the travelers, to the people coming outside from the outside. Why? The result of September 11 and the other more recent terrorist attack have only served to underscore the value that the traveler put on their personal safety and security. Right, so after the result of September 18, now what happened? People were becoming more uh, they have becoming more serious regarding their safety and security, their health. So they thought not of doing hospitality, they thought not of doing this travel. But but these days, in present trend, the hotel and the hospitality industry, they started taking interest in this health, safety, and security issues. That after September 11, or there would be many other terrorist attack riots that could be taken place in a location or in a city regarding any of the issues. So to protect them and as to perceive incidents of violence increases, people worry about their personal security, because the violences have been increasing day by day. So the people started worrying about their uh, personal security. So we see the proliferation of the private security forces in hotels and restaurants. marshals on airports and other public places are well as high technology security measures. So to overcome the problem, to overcome this particular feeling, the people are getting scared for doing the tourism. To overcome these feeling, the hotels and the hospitality industry, they're getting more concerned about the safety and security issues of the tourist or of the guest people. How come they are doing so? They were taking the high level of security forces in hotels and restaurants, marshals on airplanes and the public areas, high tech security measures such as keyless electronic locks in the hotel. You are having your key card, and only the person would be having the key card is accessible to their rooms. Security has become a commodity that some people are willing to pay for. In the present trend in hospitality industry, what happens, the security is becoming a commodity and people are willing to pay for the security, and that hospitality establishment has a responsibility to provide. And the hospitality industry, they are so responsible to provide the same. As you might have seen, at the time of entering in a hotel industry, in the hotel, you would have to pass through an electronic checker, which electronic checker device which detects if you're having some sharp instrument or anything which is not buyable, and you could not take it and enter in a hotel. So it can detect it, sorry, it can detect it. So these are the security measures which the hospital industry has been taking these days, keeping in mind the past, whatever had happened. Diversity and changing demographics. What happens in diversity and changing demographics? Labor market was being dominated by males. But now there are diversity and change in demographics. Now the marketplace has not been dominated by male in present scenario. There are women also who were entered into the workforce and they were providing best of the services. Alright, so males, previously what happens, males were the dominating in the industry, but nowadays entering the workforce for the feasible future will be women. Managers will need a broad background and openness to many kind of people culture to prosper in the time ahead. For the future and for the present scenario, we are just not taking somebody who is dominating or who is just like, as the previously what happened, there were the majority of males who would be working, but nowadays the managers, they were seeking somebody who is capable of doing all the work in all the aspects. So they are just not considering only males, but yes, they are also considering females, and probably foreseeable future you would be seeing more of women working in the hospitality industry as compared to the men. Technology. One of the trend in hospitality industry growing is technology. Everything has become dependent on the use of technology. Technology has already changed the way of work done in operations, though increased automation and computerization. Even more fundamental, however, are the changes in marketing and management made possible by the technology advancement. What it says that technology has already changed the way of work. It has previously what happens in front office, they use the they take the reservations manually, they record it manually, they keep this record of reservations manually, they fill the registration form, they fill the reservation forms manually. But now what happens at the present time, they have a property management system, they have a software with them. Every property has a software through which they can manage the guest history, they can take the reservations, they can take the guest checkout. All right, so they are working on centralized reservation system, and this could be made possible with the help of technology. So the technology nowadays is being dominating the industry, and it has the automation and the computerization use has been widely encouraged. Even more fundamental, however, Changes in marketing and management made possible by technology advancement. Fundamental change in marketing and management is also being possible because of technology advancement. Lodging market already shaped a global computerized reservation has been reinvented, so to speak. As the internet continues to expand the communication capacity of operators, their competitors are the guests. Restaurants too are maintaining websites, many of the interactive rather than simplifying information. So as we already read that people are in a phase of advancement. Not even the hotels, restaurants too have their own websites, and which largely impact on the hospitality industry. As we have discussed about the central reservation system, or many of the hospitality providers which are concerned with the travel and tourism operator, they are working on global distribution systems. All right, so apart from centralized reservation system, there are global distribution system, GDS. Many of the hotels, they too have their own personal website through which a guest can have a reservation, can book their table. Moreover, they can even review regarding the same. They can view the facilities which a restaurant provide or which a hotel provide through their websites. In case of hotels, they can see the hotel rooms, the facilities which a particular hotels provide. Alright, they can even book the reservation through the hotel's website, and they can even see the reviews. How does the people, what sort of reviews is people given to that particular restaurant or hotel, on the basis of which they can get their reservations done, or they can make their mind to avail the services. Alright, so this is the present use of technology in hospitality industry. Now, sustainability and green travel. Hospitality industry, the recent trend in hospitality industry they were working on is the optimum utilization of resources, which means that utilizing the resource for the present as well as keeping it for future. So the hospitality industry is working on the concept of reuse, recycle and reuse and recycle, and they are also promoting green travel. Alright, so the notation of going green is not a new one, but it is one that reflects corporate responsibility and smart business practices. So the green travel, it shows that the hospitality industry, they have some corporate responsibilities as well, and these are the smart business practices which they are adopting in present. Today, almost all the hotel and encourages guests to reuse towels, and most have already embraced low cost changes such as using energy efficient lighting. Customers are also like to know that they are supporting business that are concerned about the environment. As I have already told you that these particular time the hotels, they were working on reuse, reduce and recycle. So what they do, the hotels, they started practicing the concept of reduce, reuse and recycle. What they do, whatever the waste treatment, whatever the wastage that the hotel releases, they does not directly made it go through the nearby lake or nearby pond. What they do, they treat that, or they may use it for their greenhouse effect or the greenery or the whatever they have, whatever the particular function they have in the restaurant. तो वो वेस्ट ट्रीटमेंट को क्या करते हैं, वो वेस्ट ट्रीटमेंट को अपने गार्डनिंग के लिए यूज़ करते हैं एज एन इंसेक्टिसाइड्स, एज एन पेस्टिसाइड्स. Moreover, they started the concept of reuse. They somehow encourages the guest to reuse the towels, or utilize the beddings for 2 to 3 days would be better. Alright, so this is the, and this would really appreciate it as it is for the environment conservation. Now, consciousness, value consciousness. An educated, sophisticated customer base is placing interest emphasis on the value of the goods and services. What happened at the present time, at the present scenario, people are getting emphasis, or people are getting concerned about the value for money, whatever they are paying for something, for any goods and services which they are availing. Does it contains value for money or not? Does it has the value of money, whatever they are paying? Does it carry the same value of their money or not? So the educated people, they are sophisticated, and they're placing increasing emphasis on the value of goods or services received in relation to the price in the marketplace. Alright, so this trend probably originated with the baby boomer generation and has continued with the subsequent generation. The baby boomers arguably the best educated generation and has become a generation of careful shoppers. Best example of value consciousness. You, as a buyer, what you do before making a purchase, what you do, you browse. If you want to buy a shirt, you will find the costing of that shirt in an online website, nearby store, mall, and local market. Wherever you find a brand lower in rate and value for money, then you will make a purchase. Is it? The same goes here. What nowadays the people, the young people, the young customers, they are getting more sophisticated about buying the product. They are finding values for money. If you want to, if they what they do, if they want to book a room in any of the hotel, they will see the price on the hotel's website through direct reservation or through any of the intermediate agency, maybe Make My Trip, Travelo, Yatra. After comparing the price, then they make the bookings. So nowadays the shopper is getting conscious regarding the value, and they want value for money. They want the value of the service and the goods for which they are paying. The seventh is travel with a purpose. Nowadays, one of the recent trend in the hospitality industry is the travelers, they are traveling for a purpose. Maybe for education, maybe for medical, maybe for historical, maybe for film induced tourism. They got inspired from something, and then they made the tourism, and then they travel from one place to another, which is considered as tourism. So in recent days, tourists are traveling with an intention to visit a place. Historical tourism, medical tourism, wildlife tourism, ecotourism, film induced tourism, entertainment tourism. These all are the purposes for which a traveler travels from one place to another. The last one is social media and mobile. The social media and mobile having a greater influence on the minds of the customers. Nowadays, every second person would be using mobile, would be using social media. What happens when, if you as a viewer, you went somewhere, you went to the Taj Mahal, you have posted the picture of Taj Mahal on your social networking website, maybe on Instagram or on Facebook. The other people would be seeing that pictures and got influenced to go there. So this is somehow promoting what? Hospitality, in giving business to the hospitality, and a recent trend in hospitality. Previously what happens, people doesn't get aware of things, but nowadays people do get aware of things through the pictures posted on the social networking websites, through their mobiles, through their computers, through their laptops, and which would facilitate tourism. And tourism, from the tourism there would be a hospitality business for the hospitality providers. Every facility can be availed on a single click from the comforts of their home. Now, every facility can be availed. You can avail any of the facility while sitting at the comforts of your home. Hotel booking, tickets booking, avail facility in a restaurant, or getting a service at home. everything can be made possible with a click through your mobile, and whereas social medias, they play an important role while making the people aware about the places to visit or the places which provides hospitality. So these are the trends, recent trends provoking in the hospitality industry, which is the globalization, ecotourism, diversification, social media and mobile, travel with a purpose, value consciousness, and sustainability of green tourism, that is an ecotourism, technology, diversity, health, safety and security. Alright, and globalization. So these are the 8 points which we have discussed in today's session, which comes under the recent trends in Indian hospitality industry. Alright students, so in today's session we have discussed about the hospitality industry as a support system, as a support service. The second topic, we have discussed the history of hospitality industry or growth and development of hospitality industry in India. And the third topic of today's session is recent trends in hospitality industry. I hope the concept is clear. Thank you.